Hello, baseball fans. Can you believe we are 2 weeks away from the end of the regular season? We're almost there, and nothing's really been locked in yet. Crazy, isn't it? I guarantee you it'll be a different tune come this around this time next week. But for now, here's a look at the pennant races. Let's start with the American League, shall we? Ooh, I like the look of that American League East. Beautiful, isn't it? A 3-game lead over the Orioles. The Yankees have been winning the games we need to win, and Baltimore's still slipping. It's kind of a bad time for sports in Baltimore right now, but the rest of it's another story. And it's only those two alive in the division because when we beat the Red Sox on Sunday, that gave Boston 75 losses, and the best they could do is 87 and 75. We have the tiebreaker, so Boston is eliminated from the division chase. They cannot win the division, so it's down to the Yankees and O's. And the Yankees' magic number to win the division is 10. As for the rest of the American League, Cleveland has a pretty good sizable lead in the Central, 4 games. Houston's up by 4.5. And then there's the American League wild card. As it shows, it's the Orioles, Royals, and Twins hold on to those 3 spots. The Royals are still staying ahead of Minnesota. Remember, a few weeks ago it was Minnesota ahead of Kansas City, but that changed during that last series, but the Twins couldn't solve the Royals. The Detroit Tigers are hanging in there. They're really doing well. That's not really talking about that much, but they're really doing well this year. 77-73, 5-1 wins. They get a win record, but postseason may not be a possibility. But still, they're still alive entering the final 2 weeks. So is Seattle, though Seattle was in a better place than this before. Now they're trying to scratch and claw to get past the line. The Red Sox have an outside shot, but that's it. So, yeah, that's the American League wildcard picture. And now let's change gears to the senior circuit, a.k.a. the National League. Yes, as it stands, the Central and now pretty much the East are pretty much over. It looks like it's a foregone conclusion that the Phillies and the Brewers will win their respective divisions. The Phillies have opened up a 9-game lead over the Mets and Braves. The Brewers are up by 10 games, double digits. They're going to win the division probably in about 1 or 2 days, maybe 3. But yeah, it's pretty much all sold up. It's pretty much all sold up in that Central Division. The West, yeah, I kind of think the Dodgers have it, but it's a little closer. They only have a 3.5-game lead, and they're separated by 5 games between themselves and the Diamondbacks, who are in 3rd place. So it's pretty interesting in that National League. And here's what the wild card race looks like. It's pretty much cut and dry. Yes, the Cubs are alive. Yes, the Cardinals are barely alive. But once Milwaukee locks in that Central Division, I'm pretty sure that the rest of the division will be pretty much done for. Realistically, it's 4 teams fighting for those wild card spots: Padres, Diamondbacks, the Mets, and the Braves, and there is still a tie between the Mets and the Braves for that last spot. Now, it's a shame. If this were if this were 3 years ago, there would be no extra spot. But if this format is just 3 years ago, we will be asking the possibility of a Game 163. We all know what Game 163 is. Game 163 is the alternate nickname, if you will, for the tiebreaker games that were needed if 2 teams were tied for the division title or for the last remaining spot in that postseason. We would see these quite a bit. The last time we saw Game 163 was 2018, and we actually saw 2. It was the only year that had 2 such games. But we would have Game 163 if it still existed, probably between these two, if they end up tied at the 162 games. But it's going to be an interesting race, especially since the Braves and Mets play each other just a bit later. So yeah, a lot of these teams that are going head to head for something, they're going to be playing each other in about a week's time. Yankees and Orioles play each other. The Mets and Braves play each other in due time. The Dodgers and Padres play each other next week, but that's a different story. But that race might be over by the time that series hits, but we'll see. So that is a look at the pennant races with just 2 weeks, 14 days left, and it's going to be interesting. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe. If you want more of your TikTok, feel free to hit that follow button. My story about the pennant races will be featured, so check it out when you can. And I'll be back in a day or two to recap week 2 of the NFL season, and of course this time next week it'll be another recap to get you baseball fans ready for the final week of the season. That's going to be good, so stay tuned.